Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication.
What's going on, guys? Just make sure to go check out my Twitter and go give me a follow. It's at JKnoxReacts, or you can click the link in the description below. But anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Alright, what's going on, guys? This is my 2017-2018 standings predictions of all 30 teams in the East and the West Conference. So here we go. Okay, we're starting number 1. We do have the Boston Celtics in the East. And obviously, I think they're just going to be number 1 because we did acquire Gordon Hayward, Baines, and Marcus Morris. But we did get rid of Avery Bradley. That's a big loss, but, you know, we did, I think, make up for it with the other people that we did get off free agency and trades. So anyways, I have Celtics at number 1. Number 2 is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, just because they do now have Derrick Rose at point guard. They still do have LeBron. Kyrie doesn't know if he's leaving, but Kyrie should probably get out of there before LeBron does, and you know, all that stuff rolls over. So that's why I picked Cavs for number 2. Number 3, we do have the Toronto Raptors, just because DeMar DeRozan is a beast. Every year he carries that team to a good top 5 spot. So they do have Valanciunas. They do now have Ibaka for the whole season. Kyle Lowry will be healthy, so that team is going to be very good, and I think they're going to get 3rd place again. So that's pretty much it for the Raptors. Now at the number 4 spot, you guys might sound or be surprised, but I do have the Milwaukee Bucks, just because obviously at point guard they do have that really young Bogan is his name. He's like the rookie last year, very good, proved himself in many games. Shooting guard is Chris Middleton, as always, very good dead-eye shooter. Small forward, obviously Giannis. Power forward, a healthy Jabari Parker, which is very nice to have. And then at center, they do have Greg Monroe, I think. That's going to be a solid team. I think they're going to get 4th seed this year just because everyone's healthy. And Giannis is obviously a beast already and carried them to, I think, 6th or 7th seed last year. So obviously he's been doing a bunch there, which means Wizards do drop down to 5th place. And obviously, you know, they didn't really do anything to their roster at all. But they still are a very solid team, obviously. In the 6th place, I do have the Miami Heat. They did acquire Kelly Olynyk from the Celtics, so that is a pretty big pickup for a shooting power forward / center. He can also rebound pretty well. But I think they're going to drop down just because I just think the other teams are going to be better. Number 7 is the Philadelphia 76ers. They were a good team last year. They were doing well until Joel Embiid got injured, and he was out for the season. So with a healthy Joel Embiid, then you have Nerlens Noel is in free agency. I really hope the 76ers pick him back up because he would be a great power forward for the team. They have Ben Simmons. He did pretty well last season. Again, I think he didn't get much playing time because he got injured as well. They did acquire J.J. Redick for shooting guard, so that is very, very big news. But I think they're going to slide him down to point guard and throw Markelle Fultz. Hopefully he's very healthy for the regular season and he will be popped in at shooting guard. That is a very solid 76ers team, very young, and I think they can pull out with the 7th seed in the East. Obviously, it's the East. So there you go. That says it enough. And pulling in the 8th spot, I think Pistons are going to get the 8th seed. They didn't really do much with their team other than the Avery Bradley trade and for the Marcus Morris and the Baines, which I think they acquired a good team. I think they are going to be the 8th seed, which means the 7 other teams that are not going to make the playoffs is obviously the Bulls, Pacers, Hawks. Hornets did acquire Dwight Howard and Malik Monk. They are very solid players, but I don't think every year they have a solid team, but they just don't go anywhere. I don't understand what happens. I really don't. 13th is the Nets. Obviously, they lost Brook Lopez, only good player on that team, so Jeremy Lin is going to have to carry them. Magic in 14th. They lost Serge Ibaka again. Their only good player. They only have Vucevic left. And then in 15th, obviously the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony, as long as he's on that team, they are not going to go anywhere. He does not pass the ball. Yeah, he has Hardaway and Porzingis to pass to. I really hope Kyrie goes there. If Kyrie goes there, it's going to just shoot up the ranks, because that probably means Carmelo is going to go to the Cavaliers. But the Knicks, Carmelo is a ball hog. He's not going to pass the ball. Porzingis should be the first team scoring option. I think he's a very, very good player. And Carmelo just hogs the ball. He just wants the ball in his hands at all times, and you can't do that anymore. He's not as good as he was. So that is the East finished. Celtics, Cavs, Raptors, Bucks, Wizards, Heat, 76ers, Hawks, Bulls, Pacers. Pistons 8, Bulls, Pacers, Hawks, Hornets, Nets, Magic, Knicks. That is the East. Now I'm going to move on to the West for you guys. Obviously, in the number one spot, you guys are going to know it is the Warriors still. They have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, JaVale McGee, Draymond Green, the same starting 5 they had for 2 years, and they go to the finals. So I don't see any changes coming, any big ones. The big change was signing JaVale McGee. I think he earned the starting center position for that team. He played very well, and that's all I gotta say for number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, I think it ain't gonna be Spurs. I think it's gonna be the Rockets this year. They did acquire the only position that they really needed. Patrick Beverley, I think, just was not doing it for them, and Eric Gordon, decent player, just very inconsistent. So I think, Chris Paul with James Harden is a very good matchup, small forward. I don't know who they're gonna slap there. Hopefully they can pick someone else in free agent or do a quick little trade. But then, they have Monajunas, I think, and then they have Capella. So, very solid team. Third, Spurs. They didn't make any changes. Again, this is the West, so it's a very hard decision. They are all dropping 60, 50 wins. And then, you drop down to the 11 to 15 bottom teams, and they have 20. So Spurs in third place. They didn't do much changes, so there's nothing I can really change. I just think the Rockets made better changes and will be a better team than them. Number 4, the Thunder. I think they are going to move up just because they did acquire Paul George. Again, the Thunder, they probably need to make one more big move until they can actually fight with the Warriors and the Rockets, but Paul George was a step. Very, very good player to play with Russell. Now he has someone other than Steven Adams to pass it to. Victor Oladipo did go to the Pacers, but they can't do anything about that. I feel bad for Victor Oladipo. He needs to get out of there after that 30-day rule. In 5th place, the Pelicans. I don't know who. I think the Pelicans get 5th. Maybe they'll get 4th or 6th, maybe. But they did acquire DeMarcus Cousins and the trade deadline last season, which only leaves 20 games for them, and they did very well playing together. Obviously, DeMarcus Cousins, it's harder when you got a big player going into a a new team, just because they need to learn the play style, playbook, just everything along those lines. But I think just the start of the season, they should start off on a pretty good note. They did pick up Rajon Rondo at point guard, which obviously he's not known for his scoring anymore. He's more of a flashy passer, dimer kind of person. And when you have Rajon Rondo as a floor general, you got two of the best big men, I think, in the West: DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. Those are, I think, some of the best centers in the whole league. I know Anthony Davis is power forward, but I'm going to rephrase that I think they're definitely the best duo of big men. But when you add Rondo in there, it's a very, very good mix-up. So I think they will get 5th seed. Coming in at 6th seed is the Trailblazers. They always get that 6th, 7th, 8th seed just because they are in the West, and just the same teams just keep hitting the top of the league. So they didn't do any big changes. They have Damian Lillard. I literally don't know how that man makes the playoffs every year. He carries the hell out of that team, and just good for him. He deserves to go somewhere else, I think, but he wants to stay with the Trailblazers. It's his decision. Just good luck to him. Hope he does well. In number 7, I think the Timberwolves are finally going to make the playoffs. They acquired Jimmy Butler. So, yeah, that's a very, very solid team. I don't know who the point guards are. Maybe Ricky Rubio is still their point guard, but they do have Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, and Karl Anthony Towns. That is very big 3. Obviously, they're in the West. If they're in the East, I think they would get like 4th seed up there, but again, it's the West. 8th, I think Lakers are going to sneak in for the 8th seed. Magic Johnson, done very, very, very good moves with the team. Acquiring Lonzo Ball, obviously. That's a very big point guard. Very young, needs to get used to the NBA, but I think he has a potential to be good for that team. They did trade away D'Angelo Russell, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Shooting guard is Jordan Clarkson, small forward. Or no, they also got Caldwell Pope. And they got Brook Lopez. Big pickups for the Lakers. They needed a rebounder. They got Brook Lopez. They needed a scorer. They got Caldwell Pope. He also great defense. Brandon Ingram, going to be a future star, I think, for the Lakers. And then they got Julius Randle at the power forward. It's a solid 5. Again, if they were in the East, I think they would make top 4. But they're in the West, and you got the Warriors, Rockets, Spurs, Thunder. It's hard to beat those teams. 9th seed. Sorry I'm not going in much depth of the bottom teams, just because, you know, those are the teams I don't think are going to make the playoffs, so they're not really that much worth to talk about. Grizzlies, the only reason I think they are going to get 9th seed is because their bench is awful. Starting 5, pretty solid. Bench, it's awful. Clippers, they lost Chris Paul. They lost their floor general point guard. Blake Griffin wants to leave, and that means they lost JJ Redick. The only people they have, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan. It's a good pair, just not enough in the West. Jazz in 11th, they lost Gordon Hayward. That was their star player other than Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert has to carry if he can do things and just keep carrying, scoring 20-something points a game, then maybe they can sneak up to maybe a playoff position, but that's stretching it. 12th place is the Suns. You know, they didn't do much change. They really didn't. But Devin Booker is a beast. Bledsoe. But again, with the Kyrie trade, that could change my choice. 13th place is the Nuggets. They only got Paul Millsap. It's a decent team. But the only way they're gonna be good is if Moutier improves and can just be a star player. 14th place, Mavericks. They have a trash bench. They have a decent starting 5. Dirk's getting old. He can still do it. Good for him, but their bench is awful. And then the Kings in last place. Yeah. They have no one. They lost DeMarcus Cousins. They do have De'Aaron Fox, that new rookie coming in. He is good. I hope he can make the Kings a solid team. I really hope he does. He's a very good rookie. Looks like he can do things for the Kings. And then you got Buddy. He was the only team after the player after DeMarcus left that carried the squad and did things. And then you have Willie Cauley-Stein. That's been that improving player for the past year. But anyways, that is my East and West standings predictions. You guys want to look at it one last time. It's been up the whole time just for you guys to look at. That's what my predictions are. By the end of the season or maybe mid-season, I'll change it up. But the end of the season, I will probably go over it and see the ending standings and compare them and see how well I did. So that's all I got to say for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy. Leave any other videos you want to see me talk about or react to in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. Just give me feedback. I don't care if it's just constructive criticism or just you want to say something. Just go ahead. I reply to every comment. Try to. If there's a, if I know how to respond to it. And anyways, make sure to subscribe around here if you are new and enjoy the content that I do create. This has been your boy J Knox Reacts, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Would you rise up, come and meet me in the sky? Would you trust me when you're jumping from the heights? Would you fall in the name of love?